Hello everyone, welcome to Wargamer. I'm your host Rob. Welcome to Age of Sigmar Mondays with your co-host, Mr. Nathan Prescott.
Hello.
The wonderful James Merchgrot Powell.
Hey up.
And the voice of 1,000 legends, Mr. Dansey.
G'day, beautiful people.
So hello everyone, welcome to the show. Thank you to everyone who has joined us live on Twitch. Swanel Rubric, Zeitgeist, Stuart Hastings, Rob Kelly, what up baby? Wargaming Dad Lee Bromley, Hook and Pin. I want to say thank you to everyone on the Honest Wargamer Patreon. And I want to say thank you to everyone on the Honest Wargame, to everyone on the podcast. Stay hydrated, look after yourselves. Thanks very much for being total legends. It's lovely to have you. Also, thank you so much to Gabe, who just subscribed. There we go, that's everything out of the way. Today's show, I'm going to be finding out how all my wonderful co-hosts are. And we're also going to be battling our Anvil of Apotheosis heroes. That's right. And as well as showing our artwork that we did from last week to represent our people for your judgment. Twitch chat for your judgment. Now, before we get on to that and we do the battles, there's also the FAQs that came out today, so we'll be discussing those first. But before I do that, I'm going to find out how everyone is. Dan, I'm going to start with you. How have you been?
I've been great. You know when you just have one of those weeks where you do a lot of shit, like it's just you get to the end and you're like whoa, but then you realize that like it was good. It was a good hard week. I'm in that kind of place. And also I did dry July, so I didn't drink for a month, which was challenging. It's not in my my native tongue to act in such a fashion, but we're 3 days into August, which obviously I've taken thorough advantage of. And so my vitality has been restored with whiskey sours.
Have you drunk all the alcohol you should have drunk in July in 3 days?
No, but I'm planning, just like COVID, I'm planning exponential growth.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just going to get right up there.
Get that R number well above 2. Just get it really real. Just make it very obvious that it's a mistake. I also can mirror that feeling, actually, Dan, if you don't mind, because I have been... First day on the job today. We broke ground on the T-Sports venue, the T-Sports arena. I started my day today at 6:30 with Nathan Prescott at the venue. We were building, gaffering. I've been working ever since then. 12 hours of work and labour. I'm exhausted. I'll have you know. I lifted several, probably 3 boards up. I chipped loads of mirrors off a wall. I don't know what other things I did. I drew lots of pictures of things and how they should look, which, according to the carpenter, were wrong and stupid. Not just wrong.
Good to just have real clarity on the fact that it's both.
Yeah, I was like, well, I really appreciate that. But big shout out to Big Goldfish, who's going to be building our tables. Nathan, how was your day? Or how's Warhammer been for you? Also, I've done no Warhammer because obviously I've been prepping all this stuff. I've painted some stuff. I've got a game on Wednesday with Nathan. I'll probably take him my Seraphon. That's my hobby. Nath, what about your day?
My day was all right, fairly laid back. Just picked up loads of bird shit and a floor. So that was that. Warhammer. I managed to get a game in last week against Nick Thompson from WS10 with my little dwarf Tempest Ice Force again. Playing against a Slaves to Darkness list with 3 Soul Grinders.
I love that list.
That list and a big block of Chosen. And that list is... beat me again. I can't believe it. I've yet to win with that dwarf army for some reason. So there you go.
How?
I lost to the 3 Soul Grinders.
Was it the Soul Grinders with all the Demon Princes?
There was 1 Demon Prince, 3 Soul Grinders, Be'lakor.
Oh yeah, I played that list. I lost to it too.
Be'lakor's nasty, and the 3 Soul Grinders you can't ignore them. So yeah, and then the big block of Chosen is scary. once you get stuck in. So, and obviously you can teleport around the place. So yeah, it was pretty close up until sort of turn 3, and then he just started to run away with it. So yeah.
How many other gardens have you been in this week? And also, well done for remembering Nick's name. I think that's quite key.
I don't know how many gardens I've been in. Fuck knows.
You were in mine, right?
Just some gardens, yeah, probably.
Just walking round.
Weren't you in an aqueduct recently?
Yeah, I've been to a viaduct, aqueduct sort of place. Yeah. Yeah.
My favourite thing is to know random things about where you've been and just let people know.
Yeah. That was quite fun, actually. Yeah.
Oh, Mr. Tumnus in the chat says, shout out to Nathan for plastering the shit out of my house last week. Now I'm back in and the AOS train once more. Nathan, you were also plastering someone's house.
Yes, I've managed to do that as well, somewhere along the line.
Are you the unregistered builder for all Wargamers?
No.
I reckon he should be.
Yeah.
And if you beat him at a game, you get 25% off. How to get Nathan taking the game seriously? Right, I've got this 20 grand job. If I beat you,
That's for 5 grand. Yeah.
there you
sure.
go. See, winner.
However, if he beats you, he goes very dodgy contractor, uses subpar materials, charges you more, and stretches it out for an extra month.
Perfect. Yeah, perfect. Yeah. I would also like to qualify this that when me and Nathan started our job today, we didn't actually do any work until after lunch. We spent the first half planning, but that did make sense. Very, very exciting day, actually, mapping out where the tables are going to be in the T-Sports arena, where the commentary booth's going to be, like where the tech guy is going to be. And Scrivo, I know you're in the chat, so where you are is in the loo. I just need you to know that. There's no room anywhere else. We've got you pitched up near a hand dryer. Oh, that's actually the best news. That's the best news. As you guys may have heard our tournament reviews before, one of the things that we do sometimes talk about is we review the hand dryers at the venues we're at. And the one at the T-Sports Arena is excellent.
Yeah.
Scrivo's a little bit disappointed that he's in the shitter, but think about it this way, mate. For efficiency's sake, you never have to leave.
It's effective. It's really effective. The stream drops every time the hand dryer is used. Yeah. And also the audio turns off every time you use the hot water. James, how's your week been? You done any Warhammer?
Yeah, it's been pretty good. Sorry, I'm currently doing Heroes. What have I done this week? I've done some painting. We had a little Scribes hobby hangout last night, so I did some painting on my Splintered Fang. And then Sunday daytime, I spent the day with Nick Thompson and some other lads, and they were trying to teach me how to play Lord of the Rings. I think that's all my hobby this week.
That's good. I mean, that's pretty good. Did you enjoy Lord of the Rings?
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, it's super different. I don't know if anyone plays, but it was super different, and I think that's quite cool. Super narrative. And I guess just because I'm going to be a merch squat sellout, my little background today is our objective rings because we're selling them now.
Did you not work out that this makes you the Lord of the Rings?
Ah, excellent. It should, right?
Oh, no.
All of the rings are mine.
Yeah, if anyone is 40k curious, we've got some, as well as the Age of Sigmar objectives, we've obviously got some 40k objectives as well. It's kind of an interesting thing, isn't it? Because like the 40k community aren't as necessarily sold on them right now until they go out. So I think that there's been a lot of Age of Sigmar guys who've just signed up and have been like, yep, I want these for my system as well. So that's good. But they seem to be fairly popular, which is pretty cool.
We've sold a lot.
Yeah, and hopefully they. The most important part is hopefully they just improve games, right? Like there's the tokens and other bits that have been thought through, which has been sweet as. So we're going to move on to news now, if that's okay with everyone. And
Always.
The news is that there's a Luminous Realm Lords and a GHB FAQ. There was also a TTS event at the weekend where we saw Skaven take it out. There was also a real life tournament. Dan, I know that you were very hype about this.
Yeah, I was stoked. Shall I?
Yeah, please do.
So some of you may recall at a CanCon many moons ago, the final came down to, I believe it was Mr. Matt Campbell with Blades of Corn back when slingshotting a bloodthirster and piling blood letters onto people was all the rage. And Mr. Alex Cron, Sky Marshal Cron, with Cadron Overlords when they were absolute shit biscuits. And it was pretty close, came close-ish down to the wire. There were a couple of decisions that could have swung it into the Dwarves' way, but unfortunately they didn't get it. Well, he is no longer a bridesmaid. He is now a bride. And over the weekend, congratulations to the Sky Admiral himself. He's finally taken out an event, and I know that he has been consistently playing the KO since then. So yeah, golf claps. Congratulations, Sky Admiral. It's wonderful. Good job. Yeah.
Well
also
done.
Good to see the flying beards at the top of the pile as they should be.
Yeah, well done, Cancron. I know that if he was able to feel or show emotion, he'd be celebrating. But
he wasn't programmed that way, Rob.
He was not programmed that way. But his automatic response will be a nod as he then racks up his dice for the next shooting phase. But yeah, what a lovely bloke, and I'm really happy for him as well. And it's nice to see in different places the hobby and tournaments kind of returning. There was a great picture of Michael from Doom and Darkness, Michael, with just the most shit-eating grin I've ever seen him, just like joyously, like first time he's played Warhammer in a while, just with his like scrap mob and his scrap launchers, so his junk mob with his scrap launchers, and it was just really nice to see. It was just like, look at that, that's what Warhammer looks like. So I'm excited for playing some games. Dan, have you got any chance to play any games, or is it how's lockdown there? You good?
I've not had a chance to play games. We're not crazy locked down, though, unlike some of places back in Australia. Thoughts go out to everybody in Melbourne who once again is stuck in rooms with their loved ones. Just teach them to play Warhammer. That's the way to do it.
Easy peasy. That's exactly what I do. Only no one to teach. And Nathan already knows more than I know, so I'm screwed. I tell you what. Horridy and Martin, there's tournaments back up in Germany, there's some in Sweden, so there are events happening like in little places. And if you do, by the way, have any tournament results and you want to fire us over to us at the Honest Wargamer, there's also a cool looking team event happening in New Zealand. So Dan Shorts of Shorts fame has also congratulations.
Most attractive man in Warhammer.
Congratulations on the baby. Well done. He has got a team tournament coming up soon. I'm going to talk about those lists later in the week because I think there'll be fun things to look at, which would be really good. Lord Wynn says, we managed to host a tournament yesterday. I have interesting results, but is that based in that terrible country, Finland, full of swans, which I hate? Because if it is...
Swans!
Yeah, don't worry about it. This goes back to a TTS tournament me and James covered where me and Finland started a flame war. It could have also been Norway, but honestly, who can tell the difference? I've already used that joke this week, and I won't.
How do you feel about geese? Like, how do you feel about geese then? Like, I mean, clearly swans are an issue for the Honest Wargamer. How do the geese go?
Geese are fine. Geese are fine. Yeah.
Which geese? I need to know which geese.
If you look in the chat, we've been having this swan war for ages.
What the hell is going on?
Swan or Rurik. This is great. Oh God, please, someone like Photoshop a picture of Rob's head on top of a swan's body, like majestic and shouty.
But I do want to see, but Lord Wynn, I honestly do want to see the results. So drop me a message about it because I'd like to see. Thank you very much. And Zeech won the battle of Copenhagen that went down this weekend. Ideth and OBR came second, and Stormcast came in third. So there you go. Zeech, Skaven. It'll be cool to collate some of these results, but most of them, or some of them, are one-dayers, and there's very few two-dayers out there in the world. Even Kron, who won this weekend, he went 4-1, right? There was no 5-0.
Yeah, no, that was which I admittedly, I don't mind when you see a tournament when no one takes out the 5-0 or where only one person takes out the 5-0 because I think it leads to a more interesting final round. You know, when you know that there are a number of people playing for fours, and it's like, ooh, like if anyone could hit it at this point, rather than a lot of the times you get to the last couple of the games and you're like, oh, well, it's this person, or this person's already won it regardless of the outcome. That always doesn't excite me as much. So I kind of love it when you get to a messy final.
Yeah, it's true, but like Gitley says, if you don't go 5-0, does it really count as a win? And also, just to prove how fucked up Finland are with their swans, Sylvaneth apparently won their event. Sylvaneth, which I just frankly don't believe at this stage. You swan riding lunatics. And apparently he also lost to Lurid Hay Sanesh, which I also don't believe. This is insane. Okay. Well, Lurid Hayes Sanesh brings us on to the hot topic of the day, which is the GHB and Luminous Realm Lords FAQs. So there's an errata. None of that matters. Well, it does a bit. They've changed the pitch battle profiles to some stuff. Specifically, they've brought things in line because Hex Wraiths, Morghasts, they didn't have the same points in Legions of Nagash that they did in Nighthaunt. So if you looked at both options, they weren't the same. So they've now made those equal. So Archai are definitely now 190, whichever one. Sorry, Morghasts, whichever one. And Hex Wraiths are also 130 as well, which is a steal for Hex Wraiths. 5 Hex Wraiths, 10 wounds with a 4-up unrendable save is for 130 points. Is sweet as.
We're going to be seeing a few more of them, I think.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if you had that option in your army, it would be definitely a viable choice, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You would definitely think about it. And also, like, they do mortals when they move over stuff. Like, they do mortal wounds in combat. It'd be nice if they had a few more, like... I think that they have started to really understand how to do things like cavalry and chariots in some of the most recent battle tomes. Looking at the Dawn Riders for Luminous Realm Lords, I mean, yeah, they do incredible. They're incredible, but they're like good against infantry, like Lord of the Rings, James, the Rohirrim ride. But they're not. But they're not. When they hit against a monster or into armor, they just stop dead, right? Yeah. 20 Hex Wraiths paying off, spent enough Sterling Battlemire getting them done, so Nubgun. So he's doing those. Has anyone got bothered about that? The points being made sense of? Is everyone happy about that?
Yeah.
Yes, it upsets me that they've made sense of things. I prefer it when it's senseless and we get to argue over it.
Agreed. I also agree with that. Nathan, thoughts?
Happy days are here again. Maybe.
Yeah, they were fine. James, any thoughts?
I don't understand why the same model would have a different points cost in both armies when no one else has ever done that before. So yeah, it's nice to just see some consistency, maybe, I guess.
Yeah, that's good. So next up, they forgot to put Stormcast Eternals and Sylvaneth, the traditional allies in the allies matrix, for Seraphon, so they've updated that. So Seraphon update, Stormcast Eternals and Sylvaneth are allies. Also, other update on Stormcast, Lord Croak is now the same fucking points! Shit! So, that's fine. And then they've said that the Dread Saurian is 510 points. I don't know if that's an up or down thing. I know that Scrunty Hugh, if you're listening, you angel, he'll care. I don't care overly, because you get a lot of skinks for 510 points, which is all I can think whenever I think about that. Angry about... Oh, was that too loud? Sorry, everyone. Thank you very much, Lord Wim, for sending me the results. So, they all seems fine. Nothing particularly big, but there is some really quite big stuff, actually, in the designer's commentary for the General's Handbook. Some of it's about the Anvils of Apotheosis, so as much as we care, we don't. And the stuff that applies to match play is... Question. Dan, have you read these?
I'm looking at them as we go. Let's
let me ask you the question. Let me ask you the question, and you give me your answer. Yeah. Okay, perfect. Not their answer, your answer. Question.
No, I'm changing of it, so I'm staring right at your beautiful face.
All right. Okay, perfect. Can I use rules from an older publication in Pitch Battle 2020 games, such as Mercenary Companies from the General's Handbook 2019?
Oh, mate, fuck yeah. Use whatever rules you want. 4-page rules from when Age of Sigmar was first released. If you prefer those rules, use those rules. why release a new book and charge people for it? If like only to say that all of those other rules that have preceded it are deleted. I mean, I still use 8th edition Warhammer Fantasy rules in my games of Age of Sigmar. So why should I be limited to the current match play General's Handbook when I play current match play games? Fuck yeah, I'll do whatever I want.
I actually always play with electrodes attached to my scrotum, and every time I roll a 6, they just shock me. Obviously, if my opponent doesn't agree, I don't do that.
Obviously, the answer there should be no. I feel.
No, it's yes, but only if your opponent agrees or a house rule permits it. So
the
Games
answer is
Workshop-
actually no, unless you're in your bedroom.
correct. Yeah, yeah. So what it is all the time, and this is true for all these answers, is Games Workshop saying, we're not giving you an answer because we're cowards. Not like, I know sometimes we describe them as people who eat dry white toast and have only ever had sex missionary style, but I don't mean that. I mean they're also too cowardly to even attempt that sometimes. That's what I think of them as people and as a company.
Well, look, but officially, just so that you know, you're not allowed to do missionary in Canada anymore. It's only positions where your faces aren't looking at each other. Wear masks and use glory holes. This is governmentally mandated on their official Centre for Disease Control website.
It is.
So maybe that's what England needs to practice, just to spice it up in the bedroom a little bit.
Keeping safe.
Just the rules team. That's the main problem. Also, a big shout to Shamsail. Is that based on the Wheel of Time? Thanks for subscribing, basically. Also, Mamdare, thanks for donating 500 bits because he wants Nathan to get some Speedos like his.
Yeah,
I think we're missing a story there, Nathan. Have you been looking at someone's Speedos?
Yep. I sure have. Yeah.
Two individuals who I don't
Rob's
want
got
to get.
lots of pictures on his phone,
I have.
and he was showing me them.
I have.
Some dude in speedos.
I have.
They're lekker.
I would actually like to see. So that's Dayton from Party at the All Points podcast. If you guys want to check that out, him and Nathan drunk at an event would probably be one of my favorite things ever, and also something where I would run away because I'd get hurt definitely emotionally, but I'm not. But physically, also likely. Next question. The Pitch Battle Profiles 2020 does not include profiles for War Scrolls or War Scroll battalions from previous editions of White Dwarf magazine, from battle boxes like Carrion Empire, or for store-exclusive limited edition models. Can I use these profiles in Pitch Battle 2020 games?
Okay, all I'm going to do is I'm going to go off the fact that there was a rule specifically that said from like we've snapped and deleted the universe from earlier. So logically, just accessing my logical brain, the answer should be Norg. No. Take yourself, have a moment, but no, you can't do it. However, I have a feeling, just knowing from where this is going, it'll be like, yes, fuck yeah, do whatever you want. Do you want to take rules that you wrote on a napkin one time while you were drunk off your tits at McDonald's at 3 a.m. in the morning, getting a double McFillet of fish? Use those rules. You're fine. For me, that's probably the answer.
Double McFillet of fish. Cool.
I know,
That's what I get when I'm drunk. I don't know why. I never eat McDonald's, but then when I'm trashed, I go in there and I'm like, take 2 McFillet of fish and just put them on one burger.
Well, there used to be that thing, didn't there, where at McDonald's you could order off menu. I remember seeing one once where someone had a McChicken Big Mac, where every piece of bread in a Big Mac's replaced with a chicken sandwich, and it actually cost like 35 quid.
Worth it. Worth it. I'll do that with fish.
There you go, see?
Do you want to know one of the horrifying things about McDonald's? Is you know how their beef burgers are 100% beef? They own they actually just own a company called 100% Beef. So so their burgers are from the company 100% Beef, but are not 100% beef. Does that make sense?
I get it.
That is
cunning.
Oh, that's deep level. That's deep level, like awful. One of my favorite things about them. Okay, so they've obviously said yes. Yes, but only if your opponent agrees or a house rule permits it. So if we're assuming, this is very important, everyone, if we're assuming that the answer is no, yes, but we really mean no because we're cowards, which is true for all this. This actually has some pretty massive ramifications. This means that Selesky's host, or Ilesky's host that we talked about for Slanesh, is no longer valid. It also means other publications which weren't out for a while. I think Legion of Grief, which is found inside Forbidden Power, but that is also not from a battle tome. It's from just some random book. So that also is out. So no Celestial Host, no Legion of Grief, no. There's like a Carriage of Overlords White Dwarf thing. Any of that.
Oh gosh, it means that we don't get the Defenders of Lithalia.
Yeah.
Like, gosh, all those players will be devastated.
Oh, I'm gonna fucking have to exit that WhatsApp group now.
Doesn't that mean Chaos Dwarfs are out because they're not a real army either?
Oh, Shazam! Yes.
No, sorry, they've actually got points in the GHB, and I think you'll find not even in some special section, they've got it in the Chaos section. They've been upgraded.
Look, I gave him the chance to say that, and there's only him and one other person in that.
Yeah, do you know what?
Group,
Fuck you. Me, Gabe, yeah? Big shout out to Gabe from the Rune Axe. Yeah, we love Chaos Dwarfs. Who else loves Chaos Dwarfs? Lee Bromley, he's in the chat. He likes Chaos Dwarfs.
Why is Lee Bromley in it? I've never seen him with a Chaos Dwarf in my life.
Andy Hughes. There's at least 5 Chaos Dwarf players I know. That guy, not Nuke Doctor, the other one from America. That guy, he's really... Jake LeCure.
I reckon that Lee Bromley and Andy Hughes are both in the Chaos Dwarf chat to see what your plans are because they're both gamey and need to know.
Oh,
they don't own the army. That Lee Bromley, gamiest person I know.
Hold on. No, so he is super gamey. That's the worst. But one of the worst people. But the important point, as Pete has made in the chat, the problem with Legion of Grief being out, because anything that's not a battle tome or anything that isn't inside the GHB 2020, things like the Legion of Chaos Ascendant are also out. Legion of the First Prince are out because they're not inside a battle tome. Because Wrath of the Everchosen isn't a battle tome. It's just a book. Right?
It's a narrative book, isn't it? Like, that's the idea behind those.
It's going to get messy though, right?
No, I don't. Well, I mean, it had some pretty. It was mainly match play rules.
Doesn't that writes out all the Nurgle stuff as well? That, like, when we debated, the points made them better. So what we're saying is they've just removed that Nurgle battalion that made Nurgle decent, but have lowered their points. But now they're probably not still as good.
Well, so as Rank says in the chat, this is important because they did ask this question in here. It was, could you clarify what rules are intended to be used in match play or tournaments play? ? They've asked this in the errata, and the answer is no. So
actually, just flat no. Is the actual answer
No.
just no?
It's not in there. I was making it up.
I wish it was. I'd love that. Just like, could you clarify this? Nah, we're all right. Like, deal with it yourselves.
So,
do you remember Rosita? Deal with it yourself. Get a pen and paper, sort it out.
Also, yeah, they're like, it's on his ear. It's not updated. Oh, there you go. Yes. Currently, the question is house rule. So I think I'm just going to do an honest Wargamer house rule. Because Games Workshop themselves haven't clarified it, so I'm gonna put my balls out on the line if everyone's okay with it, and I'm just gonna clarify it. I'm gonna put up an honest Wargamer FAQ, and it's gonna be like Legion of Grief in, Legion of Chaos Ascendant, Wrath of the Everchosen stuff in, everything else, fuck off. Has anyone got any problems with that? Any pluses, minuses?
I'd love the Defenders of Lithalia in there, only because one day some like absolute nightmare of a human being is going to take them to a tournament and win, and I want to be there on that day. So I'd like to leave them with the opportunity. A lot of people bought that book expecting it to be cool. and Order basically got like just put some war dollies together. There, that'll do. And I really want to see someone take it all the way, 0 to hero. I don't think they've been used at a tournament yet, ever.
Perfect. So okay, they're in. Do you want mercenaries in or not? Because
no.
fuck no. That was a terrible idea. Sorry, Benjamin Sava. I know you loved him.
Can we have Dogs of War back? I've got some of them.
Yes, if you and your opponent agree.
Cool, brilliant. Hang on, let me get some old pikemen out.
Yeah, actually, I'm pretty sure
inches.
I've got what's his name? The Krieger's Cursed Company somewhere. So yeah, I'll grab those as well. Let's do it.
All right, so I'm going to put this on the Honest Wargame website. I'm genuinely going to do this. The Honest Wargamer's very first comp for Age of Sigmar, and it will just be because it's not that we're changing the rules. It's just that no one knows what the fucking rules are. So we're giving some clarity until the official rules are updated. Does that seem fair?
Oh, yeah.
Nathan, you're the person. Do you disagree?
No, I don't disagree. I still get this question, which was unless it's Leopold's leopards, but I realise they're not the pikemen I have 30 of. I have the other ones.
So screw those guys. Nathan, you in or out? Are you okay with this?
Go for it.
Perfect. Okay. So an Honest Warhammer pack. Okay, so that's done. So that's important that we've solved that. Next question is also actually really important. Can a friendly unit with battleline if condition in its pitch battle profile lose its battlefield role if that condition is no longer met during a battle? For example, if a unit of Uruk Ardboys that was taken as a battleline unit in an Iron Jaws army has less than 10 models after removing stay models from play. Does that make sense for everyone?
Yep.
Yeah, what doesn't make sense is why you'd ask that question, personally.
Well, because it's actually a cool tactical. It's nice that they've given them clarity. So kudos to Games Workshop when they do give clarity, as much as we mock them, because there's a cool thing. Because there's some of the new battle plans. You score bonus points if you have a battle line unit either scoring it or within it. Now, if I can remove their requirement that turns them into battle line. Let's say if I was to take Executioners and I took a Black Ark Fleetmaster, maybe makes them battle line. I don't remember. But let's say I kill the Black Ark Fleetmaster. Does that mean they're no longer battle line? So there's a cool counterplay for me removing their bonus scoring potential. And they were like, "Do you want that to happen?" They're like, "No. Once you put your list in, once you put it on the table, it's locked in." Yeah, which is really nice, and it doubles up with the next one, which is basically if the answer to the previous is no, which it was, how do units that have battlefield roles that are added to your army during a battle work in pitch battle profile? These units are added to your army after you've picked your army using the pitch battle rules, and therefore do not count towards the maximum number of those. This means that any units that are added to your army during the battle do not gain the battlefield role. So what that means is I could take a skink priest who has the leader role, and I can put it in my army list. Then, when I'm playing a game and I get a bonus point, let's say for the mission that leaders score bonus points if they're nearby, then gravy, I get the bonus point. But if I summon a skink priest and I put it near the objective, it doesn't have the leader role, and so I won't get the bonuses.
What?
Okay. This is actually really good, James.
I actually like it. I really like it.
Yeah. Nathan, are you in on this?
Yeah, I'm in on this. I think summoning is a super strong mechanic anyway. So if we can try and dilute some of that, then I'm happy with that. So yeah, sure. It means that if I bring back Grots onto the field through the Loon Shrine, then they don't count as battle line. So I can still claim objectives with them, obviously, but I just won't get the bonus points, which I think is fair because, I mean, you got so many bonuses when you get fucking free shit anyway. So you don't want, just try and limit it a bit.
That's it's a cool rule. But what's to stop people not playing that game? Oh, Rob's showing off his head.
Well,
like when you have the rule, you can summon extra monsters so that you go above the monster limit on your thing.
Yep.
Their way of saying that that's permissible is because they
It
don't
doesn't
have
count.
the summon stuff doesn't have a battlefield role. So
But
that's fine.
so let's say Nathan summons, I don't know, what monster can we summon? A Gorgon
Yeah.
in Beast of Chaos, and I've got Stormcast Protectors who on a 6 do D6 damage to a monster.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but that's not a behemoth.
It's not a
Well,
battlefield
it's not-
role.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, because it's not Behemoth, and that's the keyword.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's
cool.
related to the keywords as opposed.
Yeah.
So monster is fine, but it won't have the behemoth.
So,
Mm.
but then, so it means that the objective where a leader can cap it, that's a benefit, because if someone summons it, it's not going to work.
Mm.
But if they're a wizard, they're still a wizard.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
it's
I think-
mainly for battle line really, because when you summon pink horrors or whatever, and it says battle line, then they
See-
just don't count as that.
I like the balance there because you have, like, say, Zinch and Seraphon are great examples for objectives where, like, heroes are useful or battle line. If you can just keep summoning and bringing them on, you have a massive advantage in all of those. And so I think that for me, both of those are the right answer. I think once you put your list in, you shouldn't be able to lose those keywords because you build your list around them being, say, scoring units or whatever. But at the same time, anything you add, I agree. It's like if you don't have summoning, suddenly you're like, oh, okay, well, I guess I'm up the creek without a paddle because I can't bring in any more battle line if you kill it off. But you can just wait until the end of the game and then be like, shebang-a-bang, battle line all across the board.
Yeah, it's going to have some interesting ramifications. Like Rob Kelly in the chat is saying that it's going to affect, it's going to hurt frigates in Barak Ziflin as they won't be behemoths anymore, because I think that's right. I'm not certain. But effectively, like it's a nice clarity because of the new missions, but it's also, also stops things like Places of Arcane Power, where you would always summon that skink priest and put it down to score, right? I like it personally, although I bet there is some ramifications I haven't really got to yet.
Oh yeah, there's bound to be something that nobody's thought of, and then suddenly it's going to crop up and it'll be like, oh fuck, we didn't expect that.
Yeah.
But that'll be fun to find that out when it
So
happens.
wait, because they become battle line in Ziflin, so what would be wrong with that? So if they become
Yeah,
battle line
no,
in Ziflin,
No, I think it's only if they become
summoned.
summoned. Yeah, it's only if they're not.
Yeah,
in the original list. So the frigates will still be able to.
And they'll still be behemoths.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, can you imagine if KO could summon
Would've
frigates? How great would that be? Just
Or
like
the-
mid-battle, you're like, here comes some fresh frigates.
Just 5. One a
Yeah.
turn.
Or,
It'll be a
or-
white dwarf next week now.
Yeah.
You have to play Flight of the Bumblebee though, as they come in though.
No, you have to sing it.
So does this? I don't think this affects anything like chain summoning. I think that's what Joe Cryer is saying in the chat. So when I chain summon with Sinesh, I summon a hero and I summon from a hero, not from a leader. And hero and leaders are again different. I know it's confusing, but there are battlefield roles, and those roles are leader, battle line, other units, behemoths, and war machine. So they're soft capped, and then there are keywords which are different. I don't know why they don't just keyword these things. It would be easier, but whatever. The problem is they lose behemoth keyword and they become battle line. Oh, in Cities of Sigmar, monsters lose behemoth role and they gain battle line role. Okay, that's good. But that's fine because that works. If you do it at army list building, it works. If you do it as summoning, that's where it makes a difference. Okay, right. So I like those. So that's good. So then there's clarity on some scenery rules. No one cares. There's something about they basically made a mistake when they wrote the auxiliary objectives. They wrote that in match play it's 2 auxiliary objectives, but in pitch battle, which is just not match play but kind of match play, it's 3. And then they gave the weirdest answer. I'll ask you the question. Can you explain why match play auxiliary objectives rule instruct players to pick 2 auxiliary objectives, while the pitch battle, meet and engagement, and coalition of death tournament packs instruct players to pick 3 auxiliary objectives? This is to allow Answer. This is to allow the auxiliary objectives to be used as more effective tiebreakers rather than relying on kill points to separate tied players at organised events. Fine. But then why didn't the just normal mission say 3?
Because 2 different people wrote it and they never actually spoke to each other. And then they printed it in a book and sold it and then went, oh, shit, should have read that first.
Correct. Well done. Dad,
That's
you got
what
any
I
thoughts?
Basically, one of them was like, hey, what's your favorite number? 2. What's yours? 3. Oh, let's just use them both. And then they high-fived.
One of them just sat down to dinner right now, like feeling like they're like, oh, I feel something. Like someone just called me out. Next up, can you explain in more detail how to determine the number of victory points I score in places of Arcane Power Battle Plan? Victory points are scored at the end of each of your turns only. This means that you would score 1 victory point if you gain control of the objective in the same turn. You would score 2 victory points if you control the objective at the end of your last turn and had not lost control of it since, and so on. I thought that was fairly clear, but maybe they wrote it badly. I'm not sure. Do terrain features that are included in or added to your army during battle count as models in your army, such as for the purpose of determining controlling an objective? Who asked that question, and who? And the answer obviously
Yeah.
is so like someone's
Please.
like, go on, Dan, after you.
Tell me that this was a response where it just said no. Because I feel like the FAQs, there is one time that I love it. And when it's like it's just a clear yes or a clear no. Because for me, that's the FAQ team being like, the word after should just be dickhead.
No, I know what this is. I can tell you what this is. Like, this is they're like they're like writing it, and they're like, listen, lads, we've really fucked up a lot here. And they're like, no problem. Do some. These are easy balls. This is what they are. These are easy balls. They're like knocked it out the park. They're like, oh, we'll pretend people ask us really stupid questions. Can I throw my models at people? No. Yeah, crushed it. You can't accuse us of sitting on a fence. We would never do that. Yeah. Some of the pitched battle plans award additional victory points if units with a specific battlefield role control an objective. Does this include allied units that have the battle line battlefield role? Answer: yes. But it doesn't. But not if they have the allied hero role. So it just specifically states battle line. So if you take an ally, James, let's say you're taking I don't know, a chaos army, and I include a unit of plague bearers. Their battle line, yeah.
Yeah.
Right, but they don't count as battle line for the purpose of my army. But they do count as battle line for the purpose of scoring additional points on objectives.
That's just literally the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Sorry, just quickly to interrupt. MJ Pegasus in the chat has made a very good point. The answer should have been, yes, you can throw your models at your opponent if they agree to it before the battle or if a house rule allows it. Thank you, MJ Pegasus. We did miss the correct answer on that one.
So if I'm playing Slaves to Darkness,
Yes.
and I'm like, I'm going to take them, I'm going to put Nurgle keywords in everything. So I'm going to say, put Nurgle keywords.
Well, that doesn't work. Oh, okay. No, carry on with your story. Sorry.
Yeah, and then as my ally, I'm going to take a load of plague bearers because they don't pissing die.
No, they're not. They're not allies then because they've also got the Nurgle keyword.
But no, because they're not.
Oh,
in the Slaves to Darkness book.
you're using the Slaves to Darkness allegiance is what you're doing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, right.
So Slaves to Darkness allegiance, and then I'm going to ally in plague bearers. So I mean, it might not work in tangent before the chat tells me off, but let's just say 30 of those in a block that's got like the minuses to hit, and then I can still kind of buff them through some Nurgle spells and whatever, and I stick them on an objective, but they're not my battle line. Like, I've still had to have 3 more battle line.
Yes.
They're not my battle line, but they're getting my battle line. Like, that's just such a painful rule that should have just been no.
Well, so interestingly, the fact that it's yes, but it only specifically states battle line is quite interesting because because it doesn't give the thing that this nerfs or the thing that hits is a young dwarf by the name of Gottrick von Grungerson, yeah, who is a terrible dwarf because he can't cast magic, anyway, but it affects him. So in the leader one, he isn't very useful because he doesn't get you any bonus points, but it does affect that. Anyway.
He doesn't. It's fair. He doesn't need him. He's not there to capture objectives. He's there to cut the head off everything in your opponent's army. And how dare you suggest that casting magic is what makes a dwarf good? Sorry, I've just been sitting on a rage boner ever since you said that.
No, but fantastic guy. He doesn't count as a leader because they specifically stated battle line, right? Unless I've read that wrong. Unless anyone wants to row with me in the chat. Gottrick has literally never once captured an objective. That's true. Okay, so now the Luminous Realm Lords. So they also have had their. So that's everything, right?
Oh, hang on.
Yeah.
Now the question is, if we're about to do the Lumineth one, I'm playing Lumineth. Is anyone else in this chat playing elves?
I hate you.
Good point.
Cool.
Also,
so me and Dan care. Carry on. Let's get.
Also, I'm wrong. So thanks for pointing out how the wonderful, fantastic guy. Because it's not leader role that scores you the bonus points in its hero. Is that right?
Oh,
I don't know because I haven't read all the
I think
to the
it
battle
is,
plans.
Mm.
Wait, hold on. So the battle line role scores me bonus points in one objective, but the hero keyword scores me bonus points in another mission.
Yeah.
Because the one's Behemoth too, so that one would matter too.
Perfect.
Somewhere those two guys that love the number 2 and number 3 just high-fived and yelled out, "Consistency!"
Wait, is it leader in GHB 2020? I feel like I've got to find this out now. Are you sure it's not? Oh my god, I've got to read it before we go any further.
Yeah, we've got to find out, eh?
Yeah, someone vamp for me. What mission is it?
Fuck.
Just so the chat knows, because I've seen it pop up a couple of times, 100% the pictures are coming.
The pictures are coming.
They are coming. And just they're like, at least I know one of mine is horrifying. One I'm quite proud with. The other one will give me nightmares for a very long time.
Okay, so
how did everybody else go?
No, so in Total Conquest, it does say leader as opposed to hero. So definitely that's battlefield role. So
and Scorched Earth is also leader.
Yeah, they've changed them all, haven't they? They changed them with this handbook, so I guess it's linked to that.
Yes. So this is talking about the bonus VPs. So that does affect Gottrick.
And it would also, I would imagine, maybe affect some of the secondaries without looking at them. I'm not going to claim it.
So, like, they specifically only said battle line, but didn't say the other elements, which is kind of. Don't worry. I will clarify it in the Honest Wargamer FAQ.
Scorched Earth is leader. Monster or Behemoth. So you've got a choice of monster and Behemoth. So it's both battlefield role or keyword for the focal points.
Yeah.
So there you go. I can't remember what the other one was. Battle line. So that's battle line for shifting objectives. And then
summon Bloodthirsters would lose the keywords, Owen. That was the FAQ rule.
Yeah, do summon Bloodthirsters lose Behemoth? Yes. So summoned units don't get the battlefield role, but they are still a monster.
They're still monsters, so they'll still be all right.
There is one for Behemoth, though, I think, as well, isn't it? One of the objectives.
Well, was it? Which one was it? Focal points or whatever. That one said Behemoth and or monster.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, so it mentioned both things there.
Oh, so there's a cool a little trick in the chat from Stuart Hastings. It says the assassin trick in cities is the bomb. Pop out in the charge phase, not specifying whose turn. Apparently, the assassin doesn't specify. Counts as leader and denies burning an objective. Don't need to determine until you need to. Something that would probably require some thought.
Oh, okay. And arcane power, it doesn't say hero, it says leader unit as well. So there you go.
MJ Pegasus's little comment in the chat is pretty good again. So he's put, I remember when I was upset that the rules were too simple. Happy days.
Right, okay, so moving on to Luminous Realm Lords. So there's also been a question he's asked it several times. I don't want to get upset for where is it? He got asked it so many times. Third me. In WhatsApp War Scroll Builder, I can take warriors or marauders as battle line in Hedonite Slanesh. Where is that written in the rulebook? Okay, I can understand where third me is getting a bit confused there. For someone who's new, so when you buy only the Hedonites of Slanesh book, it won't say anything about Chaos Marauders, and it won't say anything about Warriors of Chaos, which you find in the Slaves to Darkness book. However, in those books, or those War Scrolls specifically, you can give them a mark of Chaos before the battle begins, so you can give them the mark of Slanesh, which makes them have the Slanesh keyword, which means you're then able to include them in your Hedonites of Slanesh army. And because they have the battle line... because they have the battle line rule for Marauders, yeah, you can take Slanesh Marauders as battle line in Hedonites of Slanesh. That's how it works. But it depends whether or not they're just flat battle line, or if they're battle line in Slaves to Darkness, which is very different. Because I know, okay, so this is complicated for people, and I'm sure many of you who are playing don't need me to explain this, but I will just for new people. There's battle line units which are usable by anything in that's got, so they're battle line and any keywords they've got. So let's say they're battle line Chaos, they're usable in Chaos as battle line and as anything that they've got a keyword that they share with. So Slaves to Darkness, or if you give them Khorne keyword, you give them Khorne. Then you've got battle line If that requires a general or some sort of specifics that they say, and then you have battle line but just in the book. So they are just a Slaves to Darkness battle line. Which is that correct? Anyone?
Yeah, although some of them will say like this will be Caradron Overlord battle line if you have a Engine Master as your dude. Whereas some of them will say no, he just has to be the general, and then they're just battle line. So yeah, some of them also break it down as to they have to be in that faction still with that general to be battle line. Some of them are like, if that dude's your general, it doesn't matter what faction you're in, then it's all happy days. So
yeah, okay, perfect. Perfect. That's for everyone. Okay, Luminous Realm Lords. Dan, it's you and me do this. Spell lore. Change the unit list to Teclas, Cathalars, and Venari Wizards only. That's the spell lore of Heesh. So no one cares. Next up, Great Nation of Sire, deplete reserves. You can use this command ability when a friendly Sayer unit could use an Aether Quartz reserve ability.
So does that mean that like the normal dudes can't take spells from the spell lore?
Venari Wizards. So
no, they're Venari.
They're Venari.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Next up, you can use this command ability when a friendly Sire unit has an Aether Quartz reserve ability, even if a friendly Sire units have already done so in the same phase. So they just clarified the wording on the fact that you can use 2 lots of Aether Quartz in a phase when you use Seer. Ilithia, you can reroll hit rolls of 1 for that unit until the end of the phase. Don't care about that. I don't think anyone will take it. But
it's just clarifying.
Yeah, Darren did a good list about an Ilithia list on Friday, if you like listen to the List Irish show. And then Archmage Teclas. Here it is, Dan. They're going to change it up. They're going to be like, change to only 3 units within 18 inches. They're going to take D3 mortal wounds. They're going to change it up, baby. Here we go. No. Change the second sentence of the first paragraph to, if this model will cast 1 spell, when it attempts to cast that spell, it is automatically cast with a casting value of 12. That cannot be modified, and it cannot be unbound. Okay. Nothing fun there. And I'm still hoping, even though it's the Luminous Realm Lords designer's commentary that we're still going to see Croak go up in points. Don't know how.
Also,
today.
Croak is so upfucked that we are going to change his points in a different update.
Sire units could get +2 save, and it stacks. Hold on. Let me reread that. Has anyone got it up and can reread it out for me? The Lumineth one.
What's this for, sorry?
The Lumineth Realm Lords one. I've closed it now.
The designer's commentary.
Yes. Yeah, not the designer's commentary, the FAQ specifically.
No, it's just the spell laws, the Great Nation.
Yeah, specifically, could you reread the Sire one for me?
You can use this command ability when a friendly Sire unit could use an Aether Quartz reserve ability, even if any friendly Sire units have already done so in that phase.
Right.
So whether
so
the Aether Quartz can stack, whether those abilities say they can't stack.
Okay, well, it doesn't say they can't stack. So normally you can only use an Aether Quartz reserve at all per phase. One. By any unit, you can use it once, so one time. Sire, whatever, can use it twice, right? But now I thought it was different units. But does that read that the same unit could use it twice? It doesn't specify they can't, right?
So the debate in the chat is that because of the errata wording, the same unit could use Aether Quartz twice.
Okay.
So they've actually made Sire stronger.
Which was already the strongest one. So let's say I'm playing against Teclas in Sire, who is currently on a 4-up save, and then I drop down whatever unit I want to do to Alpha Strike him off the board. He then spends 2 Aether Quartz that turn, gives himself a 2-up armor save, no problems. Yeah?
And -1 to hit if they haven't moved.
No, that's only the guys if they're in Shining Company.
Why wouldn't you deploy them like that? If someone's going to Alpha Strike, I'll just be like, cool, everyone's together. You drop down. Cool, I'm a 2-up save. And you -1 to hit.
Wow.
Let's go.
I'm reacting to that live. That is... that's all I've got. Also this one.
No! God!
Fuck.
No! God, please, no!
What do you all think of that? That is pretty dumb. What do you... Dan? What are your thoughts?
Okay. I'm going to have to go back and reread the battle tome carefully just to see whether there's any other rules in there that would stop that happening. Because my understanding was that all of the Sire rules allowed other units to also use it in the same turn, rather than the same unit. So whether this then overrules if there's a previous rule that says only one unit can be affected by it once a turn, I don't know. I would say that before we panic, we should read all of the rules. However, panicking is fun. So let's do that.
This is Warhammer. We panic. Clarify later. Also,
I'm sorry.
as a dwarf player, have you brought an elf book?
I don't. It's got a cow on the front.
I just like bringing it up.
I know it hurts me every time. It's like so. Just a quick little side note. At work on my first day back, I split a pair of pants right through the crotch, and I worked an 11-hour day, and I have no idea at what point it happened. I noticed it when I was sitting on the trip home, and I was like, "Oh no, how many people have I just been?" And they were pink pants, like pale pink pants. And I had bright blue underwear underneath, so they were very obvious. And anyway, I split them again about a week later after having them repaired. We don't need to talk about anything that could be affecting that. And anyway, now there's a couple of people at work who know
that lockdown's been good for you.
Yeah, I know. A couple of people at work that now know about it. And every time I walk past, they'll be like, "Hey, mate, it's happened again." And I now have a nervous tick where I check my pants haven't been split like every once an hour. And it's going to be the same with you and with these freaking pointy elves. You'll be like, "Hey, Dan, tell me about elves." And I'll be like, which is why the first time I take him to a tournament, I'm just going to be curled up in the corner crying.
Fucking elves.
It's +2 save. That's so dumb. +2 save, not +1.
I can fix this, Rob. Rob, I can fix it.
Tell
I can
me.
fix it. How many points is Croak?
Oh my God! This
Okay,
game gets
Luminous,
better and
we're off
better
to
every
the
week!
next
Oh, okay. Okay, fine. Whatever. Doesn't even matter. Like none of us can play anyway because of COVID. So, haha, Games Workshop, fuck you. You know the first
Getting away
time.
with bullshit.
Come on. You know the first time someone puts 30 dudes down and then you charge them and then they go, sorry, +2 save on these guys. You do have to use the command ability, but I'm going to double check that because it does replace part of the sentence. I'm hoping that the rest of the paragraph says that you can't use it on the same unit twice, but I don't think it does unless anyone has a copy of it. Oh, God. Okay.
I mean, I can run downstairs and get my actual copy of the book.
Dude.A says, can I take Croak and Teclas in the same list? I actually don't know that answer.
Yeah, you can, yeah, because Croak's cheap enough to be an ally.
But no, they might not be allied in the Matrix.
Oh, no, they're not allied in the Matrix. It's not viable.
Okay. Anyway, this is fine.
I think Luminous can only take Sylvaneth, ignoring the fact that obviously Teclas made the stupid Sea Elves and then did one of them, and not Stormcast, who everyone gets as an ally.
Rob is having a full Claire from Derry Girls. Constant. Bloody Ola! Ola! Why have you given him a 2+ save? Anyway, fuck.
Fucking hell.
That's fucking dumb. Do you not think that's dumb? Like, it's free. 30 wounds. You're like, I'll charge them. They're like, hold on. I have a 2-up armor save. Yeah? Why? I just decided it. Your turn, dickhead.
And also, if you've got one of the cryy ladies there, it's like, oh, also the negatives for this, like the downside for this ability, that's now your problem. That's the thing I love. It's like, hey, there's a bit of blowback on me for this one. I'm not feeling it, so I'm just going to have +2 to my armor save, and you're just going to have -2 to your bravery. They're like, do you have to do anything? And they'll be like, oh, like, just choose that I want to do it, basically.
And then, as Owen is
Well, they
pointing out,
spent some Aether Quartz.
you could also do the spell, so they have a 5-up ward save as well. So 5-up DPR, right? In a bubble. Okay, right.
Can't wait.
Can't wait for that
Look,
to
we're
happen.
only bringing about 30 models, so we've got to keep them on the table.
Yeah, sure. That's fine. No problem. Teclas, I can't wait to be in a position to finally get Teclas, and he's like, hold on, I've decided I'll have a 2-up armor save this turn. I know. I don't know how I thought it up. I don't know what genius moment I took to do that, but it's okay.
I think what he'd actually say is, I've decided to add a 2+ armor save to my 5-up DPR.
Yeah, good times.
So Will G Comp says, I feel like there was much more to get upset about than a +2 save for one shooting or combat. So let's talk about how games actually happen, because when you think about it, a +2 save for one phase in a shooting or combat phase doesn't sound like much. But the problem is that unless you get double turned, and you can't really rely on that and have that as the specifics of a game, the way the game actually works is there's moments of engagement. You don't just like randomly run forward like with like dick fingers touching stuff, hoping that's how you win the game. What occurs is there's moments of trade where you've got like a small skirmish unit on an objective and you knock it off with maybe your bully unit, and then their bully unit hits you, or you sacrifice a piece so you can get at their big block. That's actually fairly important, like those trades. And normally, in Age of Sigmar 3 years ago, the damage outrate was a lot lower. So when you actually engaged, sometimes you could be battling on those objectives for a couple of turns. Do you remember those days? But nowadays, the offensiveness of some of those units, and I mean, even 3 eels can kick out some fucking outrageous damage, are so much that it's really like trade off my unit for your unit, unit for my unit, most traditionally, unless you're fighting like Hearthguard, in which case, I mean, who cares? Like, that's not a real conversation.
You're trading nothing there.
You're just trading boredom for being a ginger wanker. And then... But so
one of the carriage on things is there's no trading with some people. Those are the people. There's no trading with those people. Those are the people they were talking about with that footnote. There's a picture of ginger dwarves there. Yeah.
So that +2 save is actually really important because maybe what you did was you opened up a gap in a line so you could drop down a unit to be able to like shoot at Teclas. And Teclas is already like a tough unit, but let's ignore Teclas. Let's just throw him out the window. Let's just pick 30 spearmen, and you think, okay, this is my turn to engage now, or this is my turn. I've done all my motions. I'm going to knock them off the objective. And it's 30 wounds with a 4-up save, and they've got a 5-up ward. So technically, it's a third more wound. So that's pretty tough. And then they go, no, I'm a 2-up save now with a 5-up ward, and then you lose the game. And then you attack the other unit next turn. They go, I'm also going to have a 2-up save this turn. So it's a dumb rule, in my opinion. I thought it was fine when it was 2 different units, right? Or do you not agree?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Okay. Oh, sorry. I don't know.
Well, it's just shoddy. It's just like shoddy wording, isn't it? So either they meant it to come out that way, and that's what's happened, or someone rewrote it and didn't think about the part of the sentence they were getting rid of. I almost feel like someone was just like, "Oh, I will just retype this bit." Did it like that business cat meme, and then went, "Oh shit."
Anyway, it's because I know the playtester for this, and he's an idiot. So the questions: can a unit that is not a wizard use magical insight to cast a spell? No. Can a unit that is not a wizard use magical insight to cast a spell, which is one of the things that they have? That's fine. If a unit is affected by both Crippling Vertigo and Darkness of Soul spells, do I make 2 different rolls of 2d6 when that unit attempts to make a normal move and charge move? The answer is yes. So you can basically, there are 2 spells which basically shut a unit down in the Luminous book, and you have to roll both of them instead of just passing one.
That's horrible.
Yes. That's pretty shit.
Especially if you've got a Teclas and you're like, I've cast this. Walk now, bitch.
Yeah. If a friendly sire unit that is holding within 18 inches of a friendly sire hero uses the Deplete Reserves command ability, is it possible to use both of that unit's Aether Quartz reserves on the same ability, such as heightened senses in the same phase? And the answer is yes.
There we go. There's the answer.
We spent so long talking about that. We should have just read page 2.
Sorry.
Who invited Sam?
Nailed it.
Who's talking sense? Get out the chat.
Yeah.
But be warned, everyone. They also are -2 bravery. So what will you do about that?
Give it to your opponent.
Correct. Can you explain what happens if Teclas casts a spell within range of an effect that requires you to re-roll, change, or replace a successful casting roll? Okay. Ways to defeat Teclas. Get like the banner guy in. Get him near your corn shrine. Can't wait. As you do not roll a dice, cast a spell with Archmage ability cannot be re-rolled, changed, or replaced. So fuck you, buddy. Anyone got any thoughts on that?
I don't like that Teclas autocasts. I hate any rules that take rolling dice out of the game. It's a dice rolling game, and you should be rolling dice. Even if you got like +3 and re-rolls, that would be fine. You can near guarantee he casts, but he doesn't need to autocast. However, if you want to argue about the wording of the rules, it doesn't say that he automatically casts on 2 rolls of a 6. It says he autocasts on a 12 or he autocasts on a 10. So realistically, this is just a clarification that kind of makes sense. Do I love the rule? No. Do I think that this is fair and makes complete sense given how they wrote it? Yes.
Yeah, I think now this isn't how it's been phrased inside the FAQ, but I will read it. Thanks to Owen in the chat. Dan, I'll ask you to answer this. Or Nathan, actually, could you answer this, please? Does this confirm that Teclas is in fact a massive twat?
Yeah, I think so. He's a fucking dickhead.
Good. All right. Can the number of spells I pick for Teclas with the Archrange ability ever be increased or decreased? No. If the answer to the previous question is no, how do effects that allow a wizard to cast additional spells work with Teclas? Any effects that would allow Teclas to cast an additional spell are ignored. Can you explain the sequence of changing the value of the D6 beside the Hessian Twin Stones if a friendly Luminous Realm Lord's wizard draws on the power? Nathan, do you remember when we read it, it made no sense?
Maybe it says no. I hope their answer's just no. No, we're not going to explain it.
No.
Buy the fucking model first.
Yeah, basically, yeah. Clarify it for yourself, dickhead.
Let's clarify this model we haven't released yet. Well, great.
If it is your turn and the spell is successfully cast and not unbound, after the effects of that spell have been resolved, you can first change the value of the d6 next to the end of the spell to 1 and then increase the value of the d6 by 1. There you go. Clarity earned. If I successfully cast a Summon Sanctum of Amniotok with a Luminous Realm Lord's Wizard that is part of a unit that has more than one wound, what happens to the other models in that unit? So that is the endless spell that's like a circle. In order to set up the Sanctum of Amniotok, you must be able to set up all of its models without moving any models from the caster's unit. If it's impossible, the endless spell cannot be set up. Sometimes this will mean that other models from the caster's unit will be inside the Sanctum. If this is the case, those models must remain inside the ring for as long as the Sanctum is there. Models from the caster's unit cannot move across any part of the endless spell. If an enemy unit targets the unit inside the Sanctum of the Amniotok, the modifiers to hit and save rolls from the Sigil of Unagra ability do not apply unless the caster is the only model from that unit on the battlefield. So this gives you +1 save, and I think also -1 to hit is the thing. So you can set up a Calathar inside a little endless spell that's -1 to hit and +1 save. You happy with that?
Yeah.
Wait, but sorry, just to sorry, because that's Jesus. Why would they create rules that are like you need a dissertation just to understand? So if you have a unit that casts it and more than one model is inside of that unit, they don't get the other benefits.
If there's more than one model outside of it.
Outside.
Oh, outside. Sorry. Right.
Yeah.
So if
You just got to be in the circle.
if the spells thing splits a unit, then you're fucked.
But wait, okay, sorry. If an enemy unit targets the unit inside the Sanctum, the modifiers to hit and save rolls from the Sigil of Ynyara do not apply unless the caster is the only model from that unit on the battlefield.
Yeah.
So if there is more than one model from
yeah.
that unit on the battlefield inside it, they don't get any bonuses.
Yes.
So what? It doesn't work on on units that cast.
Yeah.
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 Fair enough.
So if you had like a unit of 5 duty dudes that summoned it and were standing in the middle of it, they don't get any buffs until there's only one of them left.
Correct.
So actually, you're just going to put it on Teclas or Altharian. Done.
Easy.
Yep.
Done. No drams.
Completed it. Game over.
Complete it, mate. So overall, those are the FAQs. It took a little bit longer than I would have liked. I'm sorry about that, everyone. But my question for everyone is, what do you think? How do you feel? Nathan, what do you think so far?
Same old. Teclas is still a twat. In fact, all those L's are twats probably, but yeah, that's what we were expecting. I quite like the summoning thing back in the other one, and that's about it, really. I think so.
Yeah, are you bothered about the fact that there is some like confusion and non-clarity about what books are currently viable in match play?
Yeah, I mean, you would have thought that they weren't going to try and kick Legion of Grief in the balls, but I guess they did. I don't know if that was intentional or if that was a byproduct or if they didn't realize it was happening, and now it's like, oh, sorry, mate, I've just kicked you in the nuts. So who knows? It'll be interesting to see what the fallout is from that, because Legion of Grief were fairly popular. I'm trying to think what else is affected by that, really. I don't know if the Fire Slayer ones were used very often. And obviously Selesky's Host, which I don't think very many people would be too upset to see gone.
It got used for like a week, didn't it? When people realised you could summon 92 Keepers as secrets. Then they realised they didn't own or have painted 92 keepers as secrets, and that actually it was a ploy to sell more keepers.
Imagine not playing an allegiance because it's just too strong. You're like, this gives me the ability to summon so much. Also, FYI, when I was over in Sweden at Krigsluntan, big shout out to my Swedish bros. They obviously that was won by a Selesky's host list, which the guys from Signhammer, which is a group of deaf guys that play Warhammer over there, awesome dudes. He was the guy, one of the Soundhammer guys was playing for the win. Selesky's host versus 36 gluttons in the Blood Gullet.
All of the DP.
Did he just like every model he put on the board, just like look at it and then look at his opponent's list and be like, that's like how many demonettes? Just everyone slowly losing the will to live as you put them on the board, not even taking them off.
Everyone, it was so funny. Everyone, because those guys are playing for the win. It was really funny to watch, because they played on a different table. It was really funny hearing the reports come back, just watching the Swedish guys kind of arms crossed, nodding, like they were looking at the results of the local troll hunting event or skiing. They were like, how many? 256, yeah, 256. He's got 256. I think he got up to 250 DP. It's phenomenal. It's phenomenal. Because if you guys aren't aware, it was doubled. Yeah, it doesn't matter. He could have summoned 3 armies on other tables and won other games.
He could have won the whole event off of that one table with all the armies he summoned. I'm
going to podium all the podium places. Just me, and me. Yeah. Congratulations, team.
Right, next up, there's some comments from the guys in the chat, and I do want to read them out because they're great guys. The whole fucking Venari spellcasting rule makes no sense, which would have been great to get some clarity on. Since being a wizard is the property of a unit, but the Venari rule makes a single model out of a unit a wizard. So why is that a problem? Let's look at something like cogs. Yeah, chronomantic cogs. So if I speed up time, everyone goes faster. Easy. If I slow down time, I get to reroll my saves. Now, why this is good on a unit is the whole unit gets to reroll those saves. So I could have 4-up rerollable save, let's say on a Venari unit, or I could use Aether Quartz and I could have a 3-up rerollable save, or a 2-up rerollable save now. Exciting. But the problem is the clarity is that, like Azrank's saying, the wizard is the property of the unit. So the unit is a wizard, but only one model in the unit is a wizard. So does that only that one model re-roll, or does the whole unit re-roll? Now, probably the correct answer is only that one model re-rolls. And also, let's not bandy words. We really don't want them to have re-roll all saves, so that's fine. But it's also
I'm okay with it.
Yeah, I'm okay with it too. It's just, oh, what? Having it?
Yeah, no, I'm fine with it. Definitely haven't written a list around it.
Okay, well, see, so had you worked on intending to use that?
No, but I definitely, when that popped up, I was like, oh, that'd be kind of fun. That'd be a real dick move to do to someone. Be like, yeah, I'm slowing down time. They get an extra spell. Also, they reroll their armor serves. Okay, yeah, rad, let's do this. Bye.
Oh, and I've just give them 2 Aether Quartz.
2-up rerollable armor save, 5-up DPR. Let's do this.
And he has all these spells.
And Colonel Cabbage makes a good point. So they said everyone's a wizard. Then we found out only some of the units are wizards, because Altharian's not a wizard. And then now we know just one model in those units are actually wizards. So not everyone is a wizard. Like, individual dudes are wizards. So a bit of a mess.
It's Schrodinger's wizard. You put him in a box and you don't know if someone's a wizard or someone isn't until way down the line.
Well, specifically,
until you pull the rabbit out the hat.
Yeah, specifically, you must know whether or not he's a wizard if he's inside that box. That's the endless spell. That's important.
That's true.
It's true. Statistically, hardly anyone is a wizard, says Gitley. That's a good point. The number of people that are wizards in the army. Alarith units are not wizards. Yeah. If anyone can find me the graphic, by the way, DM me that everyone is wizards, and I'm going to just use that meme. Well, that was a fucking lie, then. Right. Let's get on with the main point of the show. And-
I mean, that was just a cheeky little hour and a half prologue. Just a little bit of foreplay.
Of match
Elven
play,
foreplay.
match play bullshit. Let's do what we have. Narrative play.
Welcome to the
art.
narrative show.
Aren't we
yeah.
doing the ship battle thing now? Aren't we talking
Yeah,
about that part? Before?
That's what we're doing.
Good. That's what I
That's-
wanted. That's why I tune in every week.
Okay, so
I've made inflatable squigs.
you. So
On my ship.
last week, all four of us designed our own Anvil of Apotheosis characters. Maybe James can recap us on who some of those characters were.
Oh no! Right, okay, here we go. So, Dan had a. I'm not going to go through all the stats because we'll get bored. Dan had a champion who was a Gaul. He was riding a horse that wasn't actually a horse. It was two elves in a horse costume.
Good.
And his conqueror, that's right, isn't it? Was a dwarf whose beard had grown so long it had become sentient, and he was armored. That was his beast. Nathan had a grot. Who,
Yeah.
realistically, between us all, was Pants. However, he then added a little flying squig to him that he gave every ability under the sun. So the squig's actually quite strong.
I've forgotten what the squig's got. What has it got?
Like +1 to everything. +1 damage, +1 to hit, +1 to wound, everything.
Nice, cool.
Your conqueror was a bone splitter who was a mage,
Yeah.
and he rode a truffle pig that could fly and gobble, because everyone had gobble.
Oh shit! I forgot he could fly.
Wait, you
Fine.
forgot something? No way.
So many
so yeah,
times.
That was Nathan. And then I had a bald Skaven that thought it was a skink, and it was riding a winged penguin sus that was actually just a penguin, and a skink who was a skink, who was riding a star drake, because why not?
Wow.
And then Rob, you had you had the most in-depth story. So you had a human who was trying to restore the virtue of his
Mrs.
his wife, who had
Lady
been,
Love.
had her purity stolen by your next character. And he just had a horse. He was just a normal human being with a horse. So your conqueror was the person that had taken that woman's virtue, which was a clan pestilent Skaven who had a giant trouser snake.
Yeah, an improvised weapon, I think you'll find it's called.
Yeah, and an improvised weapon. Yeah, sorry.
So
He was a priest or something, wasn't he?
He was. He was. He
What
also
sort of
had.
religion was he the priest of?
He had a bubonic problem. That's what he did. He kept giving away disease. Okay, right. I'm going to introduce the pictures. Mine first, and then we'll cycle round.
Shit, I can't see
Mainly.
the fucking
So everyone, we're going to want some ratings for this. James, maybe you can keep track of the ratings.
Oh my god, there's so much paperwork for me today.
Okay.
I love it.
What's
I love that
Nathan
it's,
doing?
every time it's like, James, you've got this. So I'm just sitting here being like, sweet.
Oh, Dad,
No
you,
pressure. That's how I like
Dad, you
it.
keep track of
Fine,
the score,
got a
roughly.
score sheet.
No, make him do it because I'm biased. I'll be unfair for sure. I'll just be like, you're fucking up and I'm great.
Right, hang on, let me write some names down. Dan, Rob. I'm just gonna do combined scores.
That's fine. So here we go. So this is my first character. This is, as you can see, he.
I also think we should point out that we haven't seen these before, and I also think because you should explain that for the podcast people, Rob.
It's his
Okay.
horse.
Okay. Well, so there's. Don't worry, I've used some depth perception here because I'm not very. I tried to draw a horse, so his horse is the other side of the hill from where we can see. Yeah. Okay. Now he's got a bow, as you can see, and he is dressed quite finely, but he's very far away, so you can't make out the details. That's.
Can you just run me by what's going on with his index finger there?
He's swearing. He's swearing. He's doing a middle
That's his
finger up.
improvised weapons.
That's his improvised weapons. So yeah, he's got a boa and ice cream. Oh fuck you guys.
I thought
Anyway-
it was a banana.
Oh god. Okay. So then the love rat.
Oh no, I've missed the score. I was laughing too much.
The love rat who he's hunting, as you can see, I spent slightly more time on the love rat. So as,
That's way better. Well done.
thanks. Actually,
Yeah, your average is.
he's even got a rat's head on the end of his third leg, which is what
trouser
that
snake.
is. It's trouser snake. That's actually.
Nice.
Thank you. That's actually the best drawing I've ever done in my
I
life.
think I need some more
Yeah, I was gonna
scores,
say,
chat.
you've got
Give me some more
uh,
scores. 1
talent.
out of 10.
I've got some talents.
That-
Yeah.
The chat is very concerned for the poor lady.
No, look at this guy. Look how pissed he is. Yeah, he's furious. Yeah, he's
Oh, they're
coming
on
over
same
the
piece
hill.
of paper. That's even better.
Anyway, so there we go. So that's mine. So I'm getting some love. Does the dick have a second face? Yes, it does. It does. Okay.
I'm trying to average these. They're all quite high. I'm going to average it. Cool.
Okay. Right. So that's yours. So then next up is James. This is your character.
Ah,
if you'd like introduce
Amazing
him.
drawing. There we
Yeah.
go.
So we've
So
we
that's
put it on
my,
the screen.
so it's my skink champion riding his star drake. He had a great sword and he's a skink, so it had to be pretty big. And also he had to be able to hit people kind of going past him on the dragon. And also I gave him loads of speed, which I don't think is going to be any benefit in a bit. So I put in a nice little speech bubble that says, "Whoa, he's so fast," so people know that he's fast. Because that's important, right? Like if he was going past you, you'd be like, "Whoa, that guy's fast."
Yeah.
He's very fast.
That's why
Yeah.
it's got red wings.
Yeah.
Oh
so I
yeah.
thought-
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's my my conqueror.
Yeah, so apparently you're getting a cool 8. A lot of people loving it. 10 out of 10. You're getting people loving the armor there. Adventure Time
loved it,
vibes.
like-
a lot of
You've been
that.
scored.
app.
You've been scored 3 croaks as well, which I think is that's a solid result.
Yeah, it's the wonderful Doodah Day. Obviously, if you're listening to the podcast, I'll include a link to all these pictures. I don't know why you click it, but you can. James, introduce your next character for us, if you could.
Yes, a picture coming.
Just tell us before it appears.
Sorry.
know.
So my next one is a naked Skaven who thinks he's a skink because he's got no fur. He's got twin spears. He's a wizard that can raise the dead, and he's mounted on a penguin sus that's actually just a giant penguin.
Are those two skeletons that he's raised? Is that what that is?
Skeletons is raised because that's important. That's his job.
He looks like a big vagina.
That's like the best of my answer.
He does look like a vagina. It looks like a vagina.
I'd like to know what vaginas you have been touching.
Well, it looks like a
He's
sex
got
ed
two
like toy.
giant twin penis. He's not juggling axes.
Oh dear.
I really like that his nose is an arrow.
Yeah.
Pointing to the vagina.
Yeah.
It's directing you to the G spot.
A lot of criticism here, James, because there was no speech bubble on this one.
I know, right? Well, he wasn't fast though. There wasn't anything to say. There was just some I should have the skeletons saying something, I guess.
Yeah, that would. Yeah. Oh, this is good. Right. Okay. Good work. Congratulations. Well done. You've scored like 3.5 croaks. Next up, Nathan. I think these are yours.
Yeah.
So the first one. Ooh, could you introduce this character, please?
What?
He did that. He did that in like 2 minutes as well.
Yeah, so just like school, I started my homework at about 25 to 7. So, so yeah. So who we got? Who did you do first? So the dude with his pig, This is the shaman with his hairy truffle pig, which is gargantuan. You can't see the wings because I didn't draw them. He's got a staff with some mushrooms growing out of it because he's a thingy.
He was after mushrooms.
Yeah, he's after shrooms. He's got a few shrooms growing on him, and yeah, that's that dude and his pig. So there you go.
Is that actually? I love that you did this 10 minutes beforehand. You're such a twat. Like I was like there, like how am I even gonna draw this? And then when I drew the guy on the mountain, I was like, I'll just take it. I bet everyone else has done a shit job as well. I'd also like everyone to know that I have been reminding Nathan about this all day, and every moment I told him, I was like, "Oh, Nath, don't forget we got to draw." His general reaction wasn't just a little bit upset; he was like, "Oh my god, no!" Every time.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Next picture, Nath. Who's this fella?
And so then there's the grot with his flying squig.
I thought we'd seen this one. I thought you did a better one last week.
Yeah, I forgot about that actually. I don't know where the fuck that is.
He looks like he's gonna get fucked up by the Ghostbusters.
Yeah, it looks like he's about to bat that squig right out of the sky. It's stood on baguette. Surfboard baguette.
Yeah, he's surfing. What is this? Is this an Italian ghost on a baguette?
Casper the friendly grot chasing his flying squig while surfing with his moose side thing, whatever. So there you go.
Oh, wow.
And I like that maybe he actually just lassos
Oh, hang on.
squig and
So-
lets it drag him along.
So someone's given you 3d6 out of 10. Okay, so that was given 10. You know,
Yeah, under the light of the moon, though, it's only 1d6 or something. The 3d6 if the moon is shining on me, otherwise it's 1d6. Yeah. Gotcha.
That one's good. Okay, that one's good. All right, on to the final ones. Here we go. So first up, Dan. I mean, excellent job there, Dan. Excellent. Do you want to shout? Tell us who this is.
What are we starting with? I'm a second or two behind you. Oh, this is the goat priest. He's a priest of the beard.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
why he's got his little totem staff there. And it's a staff of a beard. He's an archmage, which is why he's got a funny cap on. Initially, I was going to make it really pointy, but then I was like, maybe not KKK material. So that was it. And then the reason the horse looks so jacked up, for those of you who are commenting, is that it's not actually a horse. It's two elves in a horse costume, which is why if you look, you can see the outlines of the elves, the one in the back bent over with his head near the goat's bum, and the other one near the top of the head there as well. Rob Kelly, 0 out of 10 because it could be any two pricks in that suit.
Yeah, where's the pointy ears?
It's like they're not there, unfortunately, not yet. MJ
See-
Vegas has definitely told us that he
I
is.
think what's interesting is I didn't even dare draw a horse, and you drew a horse well enough that I could tell that there were people in the horse.
is that more worrying because he knows what that looks like?
I may or may not have been in one of these costumes a couple of times in my life.
Okay. Were you
I may
the
have-
front or the back?
Both. I was the back first, and then I don't know. I guess I got
Promoted.
upgraded. To front. Yeah. I
So you're
earned my
by
way forward.
horse.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, good. All right, so in traditional elven fashion, which is being a tryhard, this is Dan's last picture.
Might have gotten a little carried away.
Yeah.
Might have gotten a little bit carried away.
Who pre-rendered that background for you?
That was taken just straight off of a Google search, image search. So I really wanted to get all of the details in there that I said I'd get in there. So he's got a hammer that has sharpened edges because he has an extra sharp weapon. He's got lots of beefy armor going on there. His beard's huge and he's obviously flying. But the biggest thing is that his beard had to be regenerating and able to eat people. So that's why his beard is eating people. And that's my glorious beard lord right there. He's going to hit you with a hammer, and he's going to eat you with his flying beard.
Yeah, yeah,
Smart.
yeah. It's pretty good. But
Yeah.
listen, it's very good, and I know you guys are all checking it out. But have you guys seen? Wait, hold on. Have you guys seen this guy? I just want you guys to relook. I know that Dan did a really good job. I know he did a really good job, but is he as good as that guy?
That picture.
Wait, hold on. Let's just this one. Yeah, pretty good. Or this guy.
Oh, I'm gonna cry in a minute.
What's on his head of that guy?
That's his helmet in the shape of an anvil because he had extra armor, so I needed.
I was talking about Rob's guy. What's on top of Rob's guy's head?
It was it's like a hat that you would wear when you were like burning witches, like a hat thing. Hat. That's a hat.
Hat.
Yeah. I don't know.
Upside down balls, says Gitley. He's got upside down balls on his head.
Well,
Has he just been teabagged by the rat monster guy, the trouser snake?
yeah, basically.
Teabagged.
I hate that Desert Sketch is in the chat, who can draw the most outrageously. Such good stuff. Such good stuff. Okay, so we need a group vote on whose is the best.
Well, I've done it.
Oh,
I've
so
scored
who?
the chat.
So who
That's what I
won?
was told to do.
Who won, James?
So, I mean, it was done in obviously the highest metrics known to man, where I randomly looked at what was going on in the chat and just went up and down based on numbers. So, unfortunately, in last place, Rob, is your scribble,
Divine recount.
which was definitely pulled down by your human. So you got 9 croaks out of 20.
Well, number one, two things. Number one, we might make that human A. Yeah, this is really an emote on the channel, and B, my new Twitter picture. Fuck you, buddy. Yeah, that's what you get.
He pulled you down. In third place is me with 12 croaks. In second place is Nathan with 16 croaks.
Well played,
Which-
Dan.
Means after spending probably all week drawing, a winner by 1 whole croak above Nathan's 2-minute drawing is Dan.
It's a testament to what you can achieve between an iPhone finger painting app and Microsoft Paint. So I'd like to thank the Academy. I'd like to thank the technology, but you know what? I'd like to thank my opponents most of all, because without them, I wouldn't be here. Better than them.
King of the Elves,
Yep.
Dan has won.
But we've still got the fight, the fight of our lives to happen. So James, you're in charge of this. You're the Crucible, commander. Let's go. Who? So Twitch chat, who do you want to see fight who first? Is the real question. We're going to do this in single elimination Super Series style. Each one plays another person, and it's knockout.
Can we have a
for the
ban
champion.
phase?
We can. Yes.
No.
No.
We don't have enough champions.
Okay. All right. Dan versus Rob. Okay, I'll take on one of my favorite human beings ever. Let's go, Dan. Flying
Dan has
beard.
his own stats, I believe.
Okay,
I have
yes.
everyone else's.
I think. Hold on. Wait. Yeah, I sure definitely did that we spoke about.
I have most of them.
Great. So are we throwing our
Dan?
little dudes against each other?
No, Dan. You also no. It's just the love rat stick because you also get the human on your side.
so it's your love rat versus my 2 and your 1.
Yes. Yeah.
Great. I almost want to take a dive on this one, just to see his.
Don't worry, the
gigantic-
love rat's gonna win. All right, let's go.
So obviously the love rat finishes deploying first. Does he take the first turn or does he give the first turn?
He'd like to
Ooh, good
take
question.
the first turn. He also starts within 3 inches, so just quickly roll, see if I get in. 7-inch charge, and I would like to charge The human's inconsequential to me, my human, because I don't care. But I do want, because there's a lot of flesh on that
You want
horse.
very, very
Yeah.
little.
I know. If it was true, it'll just about impale the poor elves inside there. It's
Very
not a
that
horse
trouser
rat.
So I'm going for the elves, is where I'm going, James. So what's my
Okay.
attack? What are my attacks?
Bear with me. My ebook's just having a meh.
Oh,
Just
okay.
at the wrong time. So first things first, I've got your actual attacks, just not the trouser snake's attacks down. So where are you, Rob? So you're just fine with the Skaven. So you have 2 attacks from your improvised weapon. 4s to hit.
Hit twice.
Oh, yep. Okay, 4s to wound.
Only hit the one. Only wounded the one time.
Okay, so that's a save, Dan, at no rend.
No rend, just 1. All right, sweet. I'm pretty sure he's got a 6 up. Nope, never mind.
Damage 1. Let's go.
Okay,
Let's
damage
go.
1. And then you've got 3 attacks from your... so this is my favourite bit. So that was your improvised weapon. Now you've got unarmed strikes. Oh, no. Sorry,
Wait.
that was from your actual weapon.
Yeah.
This is your improvised strikes. 3 attacks, 4s to hit,
Hit twice.
4s to wound.
Wounded twice.
Oh! No rend, Dan.
No rend, great. Yep, never mind.
1 damage each.
So he's
Perfect.
taken 3. He's got
See,
4 left.
But this is how the love rat works, because while he's like up in your grill, the trouser snake is coming
Okay,
from
so
the rear.
The trouser snake. Are you ready?
Yes.
So it's at full health. So you've got 6 attacks with its claws. I'm not sure where they're coming from. 4s
Its
to hit.
mouth. Okay. Oh, and I have hit 3 times.
Okay, 3s to wound.
Ooh. Do 6s do anything? Because I've scored 2 6s and a 3.
Nope.
Oh, damn it. This is like a duck's penis, if anyone wants to know. An
So
exploding corkscrew one.
3 saves at -1 down.
Straight on through then, he's got no armor.
Oh, 2 damage each. You're dead.
He's dead.
Yes! Yes!
just
I
came
fucked you to
through.
death!
He murdered my poor horse elves. All right,
gore.
we'll bugger you then. He was inconsequential anyway. I'm
Yeah.
gonna go in with my beard lord. He's gonna come in there and smack you with his fucking beard and hammer and stuff.
Yeah,
I rolled
that's
a
right.
big hot 10 for his charge,
You're in.
and
You're in.
he's flying, so his beard's gonna fly him in there.
I like how
Uh,
you didn't use the human, making him like watch, just like the love rat when he took his wife.
The whole time he was doing it, he was just making unbroken eye contact
Yeah,
with the
entire
dwarf. He
time.
wasn't even looking at what he was doing.
Um,
All right, so I'm going to hit you with my hammer first. 2 attacks
Yep.
with 4s to hit you. I'll take it hot 2 hits there. 3s to wound you. Oh, big 2 wounds. And it's rend 2 because his hammer has a sharpened edge. If you
Ooh.
recall, some people were telling me that was an axe. They're wrong. It's just a sharp hammer.
You have no
mental.
save, Rob.
Oh, straight through, baby.
2 damage each, baby.
4 damage. I've taken 4
Ooh.
wounds. Whew.
And now
Okay.
I'm gonna
Of 14.
hit you with his beard. His beard's gonna attack you.
Do you need
with-
the stats for that, or are you alright?
Oh, I got him here. So the mustache first, which will be the claws. It's what in 4s to hit. There we go. Yep. Rad. Okay, we'll take that. We'll take 4 hits with the mustache and 3s to wound you. We'll only take 2 wounds at rend 1, damage 2 for the mustache.
So
Still can't save it. He gave it
Oh.
no armor.
Shit.
So that's
So another
what?
4 damage.
The 4 damage. And
Okay.
now the beard part of the beard. Almighty and stuff. 3s. Only 1 in there. And 3s. There it is. Rend 2. So that's
Straight
straight through as well. Damage. What's at the top? So damage 4.
Oh, he's taken
Oh.
12 wounds.
Got 2 left.
He's got 2 left. Yes.
Yeah, you stupid love rat.
Oh,
Let the man finish him off.
Oh, yes.
yeah, it's your activation. Oh no, the vengeance he's been looking for, the quest.
So-
The
Doesn't
little
he
finger.
pile in now? Do the thing. Whatever
Okay,
the
wait,
hell
well,
it's
Rob, do you want to roll for your own man to see if he gets revenge?
No, I want you to roll. Like, he's not
Okay.
mine. I
Oh.
embody the love rat,
Ah,
Okay. So
Well-
charge him in, Dan.
which is
Well,
also
doesn't he have a
topical.
bow? Can't I shoot him in the
Oh
shooting
yeah, he's got a bow.
phase?
Okay,
I
so
wanna shoot
9
him.
inches away.
Yep. What do I
Okay,
want?
so 2 shots, 4s to hit.
4s to hit. Never mind. Don't even worry about his bow.
Cool. Okay.
He's gonna run on in there, and he rolled a hot 8.
Cool,
Is
so
he
he's
close
in.
enough? I assume he's close enough. Great. What does he need? What does he have?
Okay, so he's only got 3 attacks.
Gotcha.
Ooh.
Bang.
4s
What
to
am I-
hit, but
4s.
6s do double hits.
Okay, so I got a 4, a 6, and a 3.
Okay, so you've got 3 wound dice then,
3
with
wound
4s
dice.
to wound.
4s. 2 wounds.
It's enough to kill him. You need 6s to save, Rob.
Oh,
Oh, come on.
He's dead. Oh no.
Struck down by the man looking for vengeance.
Vengeance is
Vengeance!
mine!
Oh, that's amazing work. Amazing work. Well done. The love rat deserved to die, truly. Truly. Although he went out exactly how he wanted, covered in dead elf.
From the waist down.
Next up, congratulations, Dan. Virtual handshake. Well done. Next up, James versus Nathan.
Yeah.
Don't forget a little bit of backstory. Nathan's got some sort of grots, and James has got a naked mole rat.
Yeah.
Are any of you wizards?
Yes.
Nathan's got a wizard. I've got a wizard, but I'm not casting spells because then I have to summon skeletons and it gets complicated.
Okay, good.
We designed a lot of these before we knew we had to draw them and or play with them.
Yes.
Perfect.
So priority, Nathan.
Yeah, sure. I rolled a 2.
Oh, and me. Let's roll again.
Oh.
6.
I got 5.
Ah, I'll take it.
Cool.
So
I'll
I'm gonna
move
just
this end of spell. There you go.
I'm gonna charge all of my stuff.
Do you
No,
want to cast any spells?
I'm gonna
Say any
charge
prayers?
I've got nothing. I'm charging
okay.
my Skaven.
What about
into
Mystic
your-
Shield or an Arcane Bolt?
No, don't want that. Don't need magic.
Fair
I'm gonna
enough.
charge my Skaven into your grot.
Yeah.
On a 5, so we'll just Sam in, and my skink into your bone splitter. Just on a 3, and I'm gonna start with my Skaven, and then you'll get to choose yours first.
Okay.
So all he's got is 6 attacks from 2 spears, hitting on 4s. That was really good. 5 of them. Wounding on 4s.
Ooh. 2 spears.
Oh, that was good. Yeah, that's why I took it, because it's dumb. 3 saves.
What have I got? 6 up.
No rend. Yeah, 6 up.
Saved 1.
Oh. So you've got 3 health left on him.
Oh, baby. Come on, Nate. You got this.
So didn't I get +1 wound for having
Yeah, he
Pet.
started with 4 health.
Okay. No, then I start with 5 because I've got pet squigs.
Yeah, so I've taken 2 off you.
Ah, take 2 off. Yeah,
Down
yeah,
to
yeah.
3.
Maths. Fuck maths. Yeah, yeah. Cool.
So happy you're building my venue.
Okay. So you can hit my Star Drake. So you have 3 attacks.
Yeah.
4s to hit.
Okay. 2 hits.
3s to wound.
2 wounds.
Cool. So and that's -1. So I gave myself 3 pieces of armor. So 6, 5, 4, 3, 4s.
Use some Aether Quartz.
You hit me. Yeah, you've hit me with 1. It does D3 damage.
2.
Ugh, disgusting. Okay. And then it is my turn to hit you. Oh no, so then your pig. Sorry, your pig.
Yeah.
So he is 6 attacks, 4s to hit.
What's the pig's name? It needs a name.
Truffle gum.
Triple gum.
Trufflegum.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's good.
What are hitting on 4s? Did you
Yeah.
say?
Yeah,
3
hitting on 4.
hits.
3s to wound.
Wounding on 2s. Did you say?
3s.
3s. Ah, no wounds.
Ah, shame. And then 2 attacks with your big gaping mouth.
Yeah.
So 3s to hit,
1 hit.
3s to wound.
1 wound.
Oh, -2, so 6, 5, 4, 3. 5s up, saved it. Not bothered.
Nice. Nice.
So then the skink back at you. 3 hits with his greatsword. 3s. One of them misses. 3s to wound. Oh, both of them. So 2 at -1. Your save is. I don't think you gave him armor. So
No.
your save is 6.
Okay. So
Oh, you don't get
2 at
saved.
6. Yeah.
So it's 4
Oh,
damage.
Okay.
But
4
you've got
damage.
a 6 up DPR.
Okay. 2 1s. So no.
4 damage. Need 2 more.
Oh. Okay.
James.
2 5s.
No, still no good. So you're on 11. And then my mount's going to hit you. So 6 attacks. 4s. That was dreadful. 2 hit. 3s. 2 at -1. You can't save those. So 4 more DPR
4.
saves.
Saved 1.
Okay. So
3 more.
3 gone. 11, 9, 8. 8 wounds left. And then it's big gaping more. So 3s. Both hit. 3s. 1 at -2. 4. So 4 more DPRs.
None of those.
Oh,
Yeah, none of those.
Smashing this,
Come on,
silly pig.
James.
And-
Have you attempted to use your powers to raise things and re-raise my trouser snake?
No, I don't want to see that. It was covered in things I'm not a fan of.
It's a special type of spell.
It's covered in elf scat and it was choked out by beard hair. I don't think anyone's excited to see that.
Okay, all right.
Dictionary than that trouser snake. So it is now your turn to attack with your Grotnath.
Cool. So what's he got with his
So
scythe? 3
3
attacks.
3 attacks, 3s and 3s.
3s all hit. Wounding on 3s.
Yeah.
Only 1 hit there then.
Okay, so you do 2 damage because I can't save it. I got nothing else. And then your swig. So this is where it gets complicated. So 2 attacks.
Yeah.
4s to hit.
1 hit.
4s to wound.
1 wound.
So that does extra damage. So 2 more damage. Where am I? There. 4. Okay, and then you're more. So 3s to hit.
How many attacks? Sorry.
1. Sorry.
1.
3s to hit.
Misses.
Ah, let down.
So that was just 1 attack, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so we've got to do another round of combat, Nathan.
Cool. So is it my turn? I can cast the spell, can't I?
You can, yeah. So if you cast on a 7, you do D3 mortal wounds to all of my champions.
Oh.
I've rolled a 6. So no.
Oh.
And my grot will use his command point to give himself +1 to hit.
Cool. Yep.
He'll put it on to the. Yeah, put it on himself because he's only got his own keyword. Cool. All right then. So I'll do the pig first.
Yep. So you've got the same again with him. So 3 attacks, 4s to hit,
2 hits,
3s to wound,
2 wounds.
-1. So 6, 5, 4, 3. 4s to save. 1 goes through. D3 damage.
3. Rolled the
Woo!
big 6.
Where is my health? Cool, down to 9. And then your weakened pig, because he's pretty battered now,
Yeah.
is on 3 attacks with his claws. So 4s to hit,
1 hit.
3s to wound.
It wounds.
It goes through. So where am I? 2 damage. Okay. And then you have your 1 more attack. So 3s to hit.
That's rolled off the table. Yeah, that misses.
Okay, cool. So that is that combat. So I'm gonna go with my naked Skaven.
Yep.
So just 6 attacks because he's ridiculous. So 4. Oh dear. 2 hit. 1 wound, so 1 6-up save.
Failed.
Oh, down to 2 health. Okay.
Okay.
And
well,
then
that
your
grot-
turn to fight.
that grot fighting back. So what's he got?
Yeah.
3 attacks with his scythe.
Yeah, and +1 to hit. So 2's to hit,
They all hit.
3's to wound.
They all wound.
He's dead.
Splat.
And then my skink, I guess. So he's hitting your pig. So 3's to hit, 2, 3's to wound. You have 4 DPRs to make, which is your life.
Yeah, dead.
Okay, so he's dead. So that's the end of that round, and then we have to charge each other again.
Priority roll.
Yeah, priority roll. Okay, let's go.
4.
1.
I'll take priority, put the command point on myself, and charge.
Wait, there were command points. This is
Yeah,
way
yeah,
too
yeah.
serious.
So I've made a 5-inch charge.
Rob,
Oh,
you and
yeah.
I were just too concerned for what your trouser snake was going to end up doing to my poor elves, but it turns out we weren't taking it professionally enough.
Yeah, come on. This is way too.
Did
way
I
too
not
serious.
have impact hits on these guys?
No.
Oh, okay. Cool. And then I would gutted. So what does this guy do again? 3 attacks?
3 attacks. So 2's to hit,
Yeah, all hit.
3's to wound.
1 wound.
-1. My rolling goes through 2 damage. I'm down to 5 health. So then just your squig.
Yeah.
He's got +1 to everything. So 2 attacks. 4's to hit.
Yeah, both hit.
4's to wound.
1 wound.
-1. Nope. I can't save for toilet, so that does 2 damage. Where the hell is my health?
Come on, flying squig.
Okay, so
Eat a
can you
sardine.
kill me? So 1 attack. 2's to a hit.
It hits.
3's to wound.
It wounds.
-2. Goes through. So it's D3 damage, and you need to do more than 1.
I rolled a 6.
That
Cool.
is more than 1.
That is more than 1. So
So
I'm dead.
Nathan
Rob
is
is
the winner.
Take the toys off. Take the
I've
toys
got
off.
my Dan now, but they're both battered.
Yeah, well, so before we carry on, I would just like to clarify something. Because I feel like the past few weeks have really helped us refine stuff. Like, is the Anvil of Apotheosis super fun? Answer, yes. Yeah. Is it something we should use in like match play? Obviously not, because people would just start coming up with rapey rats as a story, and that's not okay. That is not okay. This has been a really good lesson for all of us. That miking up players for live streams is the worst. And we
I've been having a great time. To be fair, this. I reckon doing this. I have to say, like piddling about trying to do everyone's stats. I reckon there's more bookkeeping on. What have we had? 2, 4, 6, 8 heroes than there is in a whole army. Because there is so much ridiculous amounts of information with all the abilities we gave them.
Yeah.
Imagine keeping track of all your 8 quarts. How would you ever live?
That'd be fine. I'll be great.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just phone Dan and be like, Dan, you're playing elves.
I literally just, I just got a WhatsApp, like someone added me in one of the WhatsApp chats being like, did you know Dan's playing elves? And then a bunch of people like, nah, he never would. I'm like, oh, no.
I brought them all a beer.
Yeah.
Right. So the final. It can a beard who is sentient, as well as a hunter. That's all that's left for Dan. Battle Nathan's. What's Nathan got left?
Just the grot.
Just a grot on 2 wounds.
2 wounds. He's fucked.
So I should we roll for priority then?
Yeah, sure. I rolled a 4. Oh, I deploy first. There's one of me. Yeah.
I got that stupid little human.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'll use my command point on myself again.
Yep.
+1 a hit, and I'll just charge the human.
Mm-hmm.
Well, on an 8, I'm in. What's it? 3 attacks with my scythe.
Yeah, 3s and 3s minus 1. You don't need the minus
All
1.
hit. 1 goes through. That's
Okay.
damage 2.
The human is okay, so he's a bit battered now. So then you've got your squig. So 2 attacks, 4s to hit,
1 hit.
4s to wound.
Wounds on a 6.
Dan, you can save that on a 6.
Oh,
What? Bugger. I'd rather not, but
Okay,
enough.
okay, he's dead. He's dead. We've
the
killed him.
human.
He died.
Oh,
To be completely honest with you, if I won, I wasn't going to share my victory with the human. So if I had first turn, I was going to charge the human and kill him myself. So
Okay,
I
so-
was, because I don't want to get to the end of this. And if I win, I don't want Rob to be able to turn around and be like, well, actually, my human survived and like just eke a little bit. And if I lose, I don't want to be able to blame the human. So I figured like the best thing was just to remove him from the picture.
At no point did I identify with the human. I want everyone to know that.
Okay, so Dan, your turn.
What's the wound characteristic on that grot?
Yeah, let's do the gobble
5.
attack first.
5. Okay,
Yeah.
so I'm going to
So-
try.
So there's a rule here,
Hmm.
and I'm gonna be official on it. So you can gobble the grot, but you can only do it after all your attacks. So we'll house rule it because Games Workshop love that. And what we'll say is you can forego all your attacks, and if you roll a 5 up, you win.
Yeah, I'm down with that. I'm
Okay.
down with that. I'm just gonna, my dwarf spends his time preening, I think is what he's gonna do. He's just gonna
Brushes the
preen.
beard. Okay,
Ah.
it gives the beard +1, so you eat him on a 4.
Does Nathan agree though?
yeah, I agree. Go
Okay,
for it,
there we
buddy.
go. In which case, it's fine.
Gobble me. Gobble. Gobble, gobble, gobble.
It's a 6.
Ah!
Yeah! Just one
Okay,
more
now-
into the beard.
Fight today. Best drawing, best army.
There we go. And I'll draw a grot into the beard now, or a squig or something as well.
And a
He's just,
trouser snake.
He's just, yeah. He just had a little nibble. He grabbed him, he put him in there, and he was like, yum, 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 yum. Just had a little lunch.
Wow, there you go. That is Dan's won it all. Dan's taken over
Great
the
guy,
trophy.
great list.
Yeah, great
There we
guy,
go.
great list. Yeah, I mean, truly excellent. I can see why people enjoy doing this because honestly, match play sometimes is a bit dry, isn't it? Compared to this, this is just.
Sometimes I play match play and I think, I wish I could write a character that has so much backstory I have to spend my whole game explaining it to my opponent. And I feel like this is what this brings.
I think you can always get creepy weird with your characters. You know, like always
Yeah.
get creepy
No,
weird.
no. Everyone else's were fine. Yours were creepy weird. Everyone else made nice civilized characters. Yours was covered in penises.
One penis.
He had one in his hand too.
No, that was the hunter. He was middle fingering. It was so complicated.
Yeah,
middle
your
finger. It was his
improvised
index
weapon
finger.
was a dildo.
Oh God, it's hard to do. Okay, well, it's. I mean, I've loved that. I've loved that. Who knows what adventures we'll have next week? We're all going to put these pictures on Twitter now, I guess, so people can
Oh,
judge.
for fuck's sake.
I should probably take
Yeah.
somebody comes at me and is like, it's a copyright thing. So I'll just put him up blank.
What's a copyright thing?
Oh, the background, I definitely just Google image search.
Oh, what? That's fine. Have you not seen all Warhammer content? Every Warhammer like battle report is just like 2 bits of art from Games Workshop, and they're like, "Hope this is okay." It's like, sure.
No, right.
Right, so, has anyone got any hobby plans this week?
My goal is to finish my first unit of 10 undead elves so that I can start showing people and they'll get off my back about showing them pictures of my undead elves. That's my goal.
I
Perfect.
am playing a game tomorrow.
What are you playing?
I'm playing Aegis Sigmar, and I'm going to play some empty bases as some Luminous that don't exist.
Oh,
They're like Altharian, but without his clothes on.
Yeah,
The,
so yeah,
lights-
that's my plan.
a whole army of the lights of Altharian.
And what will probably happen is I'll hate how they play, and then I'll have a paddy, and next week I'll just moan.
perfect.
Nice.
Perfect. Vangelis is painting 4 iron blasters. Good luck. Azrak is painting some space elves. Dan, we know what you're doing. Nathan, you got any plans this week for some hobby?
I've got a game against some twat on Wednesday, and that's about it. I think I might get some painting done, but yeah, and then it's just building a T-Sports thing, whatever that is. I'm not quite sure.
T-Sports Stadium, baby.
I don't think the guy that's in charge knows either, so it's fine. We can
Just make sure you overquote him. Just overquote the shit out of him. He doesn't sound like he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, no worries. I'll have his pants down.
Just watch out for his trouser snake.
Yeah, well, we've seen that in action. Weak sauce.
Rob, have you got any hobby plans this week?
Yeah, I do. I'm playing a really talented builder on Wednesday.
Can I ask, how do you have time for that? You've got work to do. There's a studio that needs building. I don't want you playing games.
Well, it's just the one game.
No, seems too many.
Well, I have to brief Wallace on doing all of the overlay stuff for the Super Series as well. There's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff to do, dude. But it's exciting. It's exciting. Like when it's finished, not only will we have the T-Sports Arena, we'll have the Honest Wargamer Clubhouse.
I feel like every day Nathan should tweet a photo of you sulking when he asks you to do something that you don't want to.
Today, he made me just screw in screws into random bits of wood. And I don't know what they're for yet.
Have you made him make a cup of tea yet?
No, the screws in the wood, legitimately, it was because like when a child is trying to help like their parents do something and they're really bad at it. So they're just like, hey, what I really need is for you to take all these screws and put them in this offcut of wood. Is that the job that you gave me? You're like, yeah, you're helping.
Can you take all of these screws out of this box and polish them and put them into that box?
I need you to go down and get us some elbow grease and some tartan paint.
Yeah, a couple of skirting ladders and we're on.
Yeah. Anyway, I would like to also big shout out to the Big Goldfish who we've been sending designs for our tables for. I promise you that the next design you get probably will be the last design that we send you. But
tomorrow.
No, there'll be 7 more.
No, there won't. Also, big shout out to Heywo. Twitch, so Heywo, who's going to have some FAQ hot takes coming up, which will be funny, but currently his house is apparently flooding, so the question is did his or his opponent both agree to his house flooding? That's the real question. Yeah, I almost replied to that on my Twitter, but it didn't work. All right, well, I'm playing some Warhammer, but mainly I've got a lot of work to do over the next few weeks, but then it's all going to be sorted, and we're going to see some amazing tournament Warhammer coming soon. So I'm very, very much looking forward to that. I've also been doing voice lessons, Dan, like tuk, like you know, where you say different things with your voice to try and get good articulation. I don't know what that is.
No, that's it's not easy.
No, because I sound terrible. Is the answer. Anyway, right. So thanks everyone for joining us live. Dan, James, and Nathan. Have you got any shout-outs you'd like to do before we head out?
Yeah, just to dwarf players in general. You're great, and you're largely the best. Good job being a dwarf player. Congratulations.
Second that, yeah.
I've got a bigger shout-out.
Oh yeah.
So bigger shout-out. Anyone that's ribbed Dan for buying elves. Shout-out. And if anyone ribs Dan on Twitter for playing elves, tag me in at Power106. Next week I'll give you a shout out too.
Okay. I would shout out to Gozzy, but probably my main shout out today is to James, the show host, because he managed to spend for the first time in a long time most of the show not on his phone smiling, which is great. So well done, James. Big love to you.
Thanks, Robert.
My pleasure. My pleasure. Right. Yeah, big shout out to Gozzy and also Tom Layton. He's great. See everyone soon. Have a great day. Look after yourselves. If you're on Patreon for the Honest Wargamer, couldn't live without you. So thank you so much. Thank you to everyone on the podcast. Stay hydrated. And Twitch chat. Who's the best? You guys are the best. You guys are the best. So just love you tons. Have a great day.